a lot for their kids. You know, it's too hard. It's too hard.
So God protect us.
They decided they had to. Their daily challenge is what happens now. They love Michigan, but it's a state with some of the highest unemployment in the country. In 3 years, they haven't had one job offer. Until the war, life was about success. He went to college, tried to build up a business, sold fuel pumps at gas stations in Iraq. He even returned to Iraq last year to see if he's flying up exporting some American products. No good. So they had to turn to government support.
We got from the welfare Department of Human Service, food stamp, and medical insurance, Medicaid. This is which cover a part.
And in a stunning reversal of the coming to America story, relatives who stayed behind in Iraq are helping them out financially.
My brother tried to help me, tried to...
He had us, sometimes young as a man, and sometimes their father and mother, their grandpa, they send money to their kids, you know.
Imam and Khaldun have thrown themselves into their 4 children's lives, helping with homework, going on class field trips, anything to keep focused and positive. They don't want to go back to Iraq. The Al-Azawis are proud of themselves that they're on the road to U.S. citizenship. You said something about when your kids brought their books home. What would you do?
Yeah, I tried to read all the history books, especially the American history, the Michigan history.
Would you apply for residency?
Sure, I got the green card.
Citizenship?
It should be 5 years from the date of entry.
A new study has begun to evaluate the psychological costs borne by Iraqi refugees. The National Institute of Mental Health is sponsoring the study, which is being carried out by researchers at Wayne State University's Department of Family Medicine. It compares a random sample of 300 Iraqi refugees from the first couple months of their arrival here over the next 3 years, and contrasts that with 300 non-refugees pair of immigrants. One note, the research team is Dr. Yusuf Rofa, who was given asylum here in 2006. Dr. Rofa tells us one woman who is having real problems with anger.
She was kidnapped when she was in Iraq. She's having problems. She got herself in a prison for 2 days for making a quarrel, shouting, and when people called the police, she resisted arrest, and she might be deported back.
But the researchers are also looking for resilience. Orris Toma poured tea in her living room. She came to Michigan 10 months ago with her children and her husband, Hisham Abdulghani, to escape religious persecution.
We left Iraq basically because of the violence events happened to the minority religions were Madayan. So
Very small minority.
Not more than 70,000 the whole world.
Medallions are followers of John's baptism, and there are pictures in their small apartment of the family, the 2 children, wearing white and being baptized again in a Michigan river. Orris and her husband Hisham and their extended family have had a nightmarish decade. In 2002, Orris survived a kidnapping attempt by kinsmen of Saddam Hussein. Hisham's brother was kidnapped and tortured. Now, Lutheran Social Services of Michigan has helped them get resettled, and the 2 engineers, she's a civil engineer, he's a mechanical engineer, spent a lot of time looking for work. Orris is 36, Hisham 42.
We're trying. Yeah, we made our resumes and we are searching on Google, we're searching on companies, contract companies.
This week, Orris got some wonderful news. She's going to start working next week as a supervisor for an international call center. She may indeed have a happy ending to her story. The war doesn't claim its victims all at once. Sometimes it takes years. At the William Beaumont Hospital, a giant complex in Royal Oak, Michigan, Dr. Najib Sanuti bends over his severely brain-injured son, who's been kept alive on life support systems for nearly 8 years.
He was surprised on oxygen. The brain, the central nervous system for something around 14 minutes, you see. The patient was never going to go I just understand.
It's been a litany of agony following the accidental shooting in 2004 by an American soldier. Najib had prominent items, he would never have come to America but this. The 77-year-old and his wife Danielle are worn out and ill from the hours spent at their son's side in the nursing home. When Dr. Hanuti thinks back to April 2004, when it happened, he recalls that an American official visited.
He came one day and saw us at his home in Lahore. And when he left, he said, I'd like you to write me something as a kind of reminder or a report or something. And I ended with 500 words before and she said, we are waiting for America. There has never been America.
And while the chief committee is not a missionary, nor even angry that he's been forced to leave his practice in France and Baghdad or a nursing home in Michigan, yes, he is angry.
Now, in the war proved to have been something crazy, stupid. What for? I mean, why did America went there? 5,000, 6,000 kids were killed. Dozens of thousands of people who were injured. Hundreds of vegetative cases which I have seen myself in mortuary hospitals. Americans, young ones. What for?
It's all very sad, he said. Part of the nightmare. 10 days ago, after being in a twilight state for so long, Nizar Hanuti finally passed away. That part of the story is at last finished. Their hope now rests on their other children and Nizar's young daughter, a daughter her father never had the chance to meet before the accident. Yet to a person, all the Iraqi refugees, their story, remember their struggles, their sorrow, their longing for an Iraq that no longer exists, not one person wanted to return. They've set their sights on America now, and here they will remain. For more on this story and for pictures of the Iraqi refugees, go to our website, npr.org. You're listening to Weekend Edition from NPR News.
And this is WAMC, Northeast Public Radio. The time is 8:34. Support for Pulse of the Planet comes from Forest Fleet, Equestrian Tack Shop, Media, holiday and everyday gifts, including riding boots, jackets, saddles, tack, and horse treats, horsefleet.com. Body of Truth Holistic Spa, Stonebridge, New York, massage and more in a 350-year-old stone house with fireplaces and treatment rooms featuring a John of God crystal bed. BodyofTruth.com. Woodstock Meats, Woodstock, New York, offering Woodstock-made Butcher's Blend raw pet food for an antibiotic and hormone-free diet for dogs and cats. Available at Woodstock Meats, local pet stores, and WoodstockMeats.com. And Berkshire Museum, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, featuring Under the Big Top, Festival of Trees 2011 with more than 100 decorated trees, vintage circus photography, and memorabilia.